Well, like everything working with the old stuff, it's not going to come easy. Apparently I'm going to have to pull this fan off, or the hub or something, to get all that off of there. I don't think the shroud is going to come off very easy. Seems to be sandwiched in there. Okay, we'll loosen that off and see what else we have to do. Hello, welcome back to the channel. October 15th, working at the McCormick Deering again. As I'm finding out, before it goes back together, I have to tear more stuff off. I had to pull this radiator out just to get this here neck off the bottom of the tank, because there's not enough room to get my hands and tools in there. Take this off because this is right plugged full of debris. We'll get at that in a minute. Also, I got a few other things I gotta address while I got the radiator off. Looks like this top fan pulley is really good shape. It's got good bearings in there, and there's some fresh old grease in there. But you can see this here turns, and maybe that's made to do that. I think that's a loose nut that lock. There's a lock washer there. Gonna have to address that, see what we can do there. Plus I gotta make some kind of a crank. I'm gonna go down to my old grater galleon with the 1020 McCormick in it and see if that crank will fit over top of here. Hopefully that'll work out. But I'm gonna have to pull this pin and that nut, probably tighten this down, because it's tighten it down, because it shouldn't be loose like that. It's just going to wear. Maybe it's beyond tightening. It's might be too loose and hogged out, but we'll take it apart and check it out anyway. Pipe is clean, but that tank is sure full of debris. Pretty big flaky rust. I'm gonna have to get the hose out. This whole tank, I think, is right full from years of running it with no antifreeze. Then it's slowly all plugged off, but we'll get her flushed out. I'm down here at the 1925 gallon grader. Has a 1020. The old sun is going to shine right in the darn camera lens here, but it's got a 1020 McCormick power unit in it, and I just happen to remember that in the front there's a crank assembly to go onto the engine, and it's the same thing as I need on the 1630. Not 1630, 1530. So we're just going to see if we can get this off of here and take it up to our other project up on top there, the 1530. I don't know if the best thing for this to do is to break the bolts off, or it's going to come off hard. I should have brought my impact down. Well, that wasn't so bad. Got this off. I believe this is going to fit on my crankshaft of the 1530. Hopefully this is all the right length and everything. It's got a little spring in there. Let's go try it out. Okay, I got this crank that came off the 1020, trying to put it onto the 1530. And as you can see, it's like 4 inches short at least. So, two options. I can take this drive socket off this shaft and extend it, of which I think that's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. Anyway, thought will be required. While I was down there, I went into the tickle trunk because I have to tighten up that big nut. I got to take it off and then see what's wrong with the pulley in there and then tighten it back up. So I got this big socket that is actually built for the Caterpillar purposes, taking apart the steering clutches for the D4. But it fits right on there, so I'll be able to pull that nut right off there and see what's going on in there. I have the radiator upside down, and there was a problem. Once I washed it all out, I found this problem, as in this drain hole. There was a 3/8 NPT. That's what that thread is, 3/8 NPT. But there was a piece of the pipe broke off in there, so they actually just had a stick wedged up in there and whatnot. But actually there's so much corrosion and rust in there, it wouldn't leak up past there anyway if you jam it up with a screwdriver. So anyway, got her flushed out, got that hole cleaned out, and I got a new nipple. It'll take lots of thread sealant, thread tape, whatever, put that on. And then I'm going to put this here old valve I found just laying around. It's going to work just plenty good for that. Whoop, now you dropped it. This valve is going to work really good for draining the radiator. It's going to hang down below the tractor. But we're not going through any field work or anything with this tractor anymore. It's just going to be handy to drain it. Maybe I'll put just a straight bung on it. We'll see when the time comes, when we get it back in the tractor. This is the pulley off the drive shaft, and somewhere along the line it has been broken. It's been brazed up and kind of roughly cleaned up and machined. If you can see down deep in there, there's the keyway is hogged out because it's not got a straight through key. It's got a wood rough key, and even the key is half worn out, so it needs a new key. Plus, I think I could probably just take it to the machine shop, and instead of fixing that one, they just move over and put a new keyway in the solid steel, or just another one in the brass, whatever. Don't think it'd make too much difference as far as I'm concerned, but anyway, that's another problem. Gotta send that away to get fixed up. And just like that, the head is in place. Awesome. Everybody should have a Clark. Okay, the head's on there, and I lubricated up all those studs and nuts and whatnot, just with plain diesel fuel. And I just run them on down there. They're probably got 10 pounds torque put on them. They're not set to actual torque, whatever that might be. I have no idea. I'm just going to take a wild guess at it later. But over on the other side, I don't have any nuts on these two end head bolt studs, because that's the water jacket sits on top of that. These are just into the to the head, and I don't have a gasket for it yet, and I want to kind of work at some of this front end here. But anyway, my main purpose here is just to get all these this engine put together and put the lid back on it. It's going to be raining for days, and who knows, probably snow, so I might as well have her buttoned up so it isn't going to take any moisture. I'm actually going to go in here with the air gun and blow whatever that old diesel fuel and water off those rod trays down there, or splash rod trays. Blow that off of there and let that drain right out, and put the lids back on there as well. And then there won't be any water getting inside the crankcase. Okay, I got the push rods and the rocker arm assemblies all put in. None of these are actually torqued down, or nothing is adjusted. It's just to put things together for going to be long term before I get right after it, that's for sure. But and then you got these oil trays up on top, and then I'll throw a little bit of motor oil in there, make sure it drains right down on it. So the next thing is to get that valve cover on. Okay, we got everything done what I was wanting to do. Got the head on, the tappet cover on, even the side tin covering those push rods. And down here I got the crankcase covers in. Still open at the manifolds there, but I think it's it can rain all at once now and snow, and won't have to worry about that cylinders and everything inside rusting up. So we're gonna call it a wrap for today. Gonna have to go to bed early. Gotta go to Idaho in the morning, leaving at 3 in the morning. So it's gonna be an early evening again, and we'll tackle this a little bit further over the weekend. We'll catch up to you later. Bye for now.